Hi everyone, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Well, Friday morning here, and I just thought I'd pop up and do a little live about cake boxes. As strange as it may seem, not everybody knows about cake boxes, the different types that are available, how to put them together, and really they're really nice for presenting cakes. And you know, I'm an absolute worst one. I make someone a cake, you know, a friend, a family member, I just have it on the cake drum and I carry it with me, take it to my daughter's house or wherever we're going. But you know, if you're selling cakes, you really should put them in a cake box, and I'm sure you know that. So what I thought I would do is that I would go through a range of them and also tell you about extensions. Now there's different extensions as well, and so that you understand them, and we'll talk about some of the heavy duty boxes, because I'm sure some of you are not quite sure what they are. Anyhow, so it's just Karen and I in the kitchen. Hi Karen.
Hello.
My little buddy over there. Now I don't know whether Karen's got her phone on, whether she can see any comments. Karen, can you see comments coming up? She didn't get her phone ready, so we don't actually know how many people are watching. Let me get the feed up first. Oh, in fact, she's doing it now. So are we live, Karen, first of all? We're definitely live.
We're live here, but I'm not too sure if YouTube's live.
Yeah, so Karen is not very techy, so bear with us. You've not been on the cameras for a while, have you?
No, I haven't. That's what you floored me now. It's only come up to clean.
She's come up to clean all the mess she made last night. Believe me, I don't know what goes on in these lives, but we create one hell of a load of mess. So last night I said to Karen, scoot home, come back to work in the morning, and this is your job, cleaning up. So there we are. So I think she's just checking, seeing if the live's available. So good morning to you all. So we're not making anything, we're just talking about cupcake boxes. But the reason I want the comments up is that I'd like Karen to shout out a couple of questions if you want to ask them, okay? Did you all enjoy last night's live? It was fantastic, wasn't it? Anyhow, so we'll talk about that first. We'll just while Karen's trying to find the live. Karen?
I'm really hoping we're live, just put it that way.
So what else was I going to say to you? Yeah, did you enjoy the live last night? So many of you loving this back to basics. It's great, isn't it? She's going, yeah, we're live. Well done, Karen. You can speak, Karen. You are part about it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to think. I'm worried about YouTube now, because Maria's going to kill me.
Don't do anything to the computer. As far as I know, YouTube is connected to us. So if somebody wants to have a little look at YouTube before Karen has a complete meltdown, but I do believe that when we go live, we connect straight to YouTube as well. So Karen, how are we doing with an audience? Are we building together? Do you want to shout?
We've got 40 at the moment.
Fantastic. So do you want to shout out some hellos to anybody?
Hi Nikki. Hi Matty. Hi Victoria. Stacey.
So so let us know where you are. So bonkers as it may be, let's talk about putting some boxes together. So we do a normal white box. This is the one that you see everywhere, okay? So it's just a standard white cake box. They come in sizes from size 6. Don't touch the big computer. All you can see is Karen like this.
It says offline, that's all. It just says
right,
offline,
well if it's gone off, don't worry about it.
Right.
So white boxes, okay, they come like this. They come in 2 parts with a lid. Very simple, okay? So always make sure you get your bases and your lids, and we do them from sizes 6 to 14. Now we don't do any bigger than that, unfortunately, but we find that these are the most popular sellers, so we tend to stick to these sizes. So I'm just going to pop one of these together. So before I go through all that, I'm just going to move all this stuff out of the way that I'm going to show you, okay, because we're going to have some fun. And we'll come back with the cake box, because what I'd like to do is show you some extension corners to go with this. So your cake box will come flat. So I'm not sure which camera you're on, Karen. You're on this one?
You're on the overhead one, yeah.
We're on the overhead, are we?
Overhead one, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure whether they'll be able to see everything there. So your cake lid comes flat, because I've opened it, so it comes flat like this, yeah? So open it up. Once you've opened it up, it's very difficult to make them flat again. I think you need to put a weight on them. So open it up, and then you've got your base. So open your base, and you always pull it up and go from the outside in, and just tuck into the little pockets there, okay? Now, some people like to do it from the inside in, into the pocket, show that there. It doesn't really matter, it's your personal choice. I prefer it the other way. So I don't know whether you can see that very well on that camera, Karen.
Yeah, I've done that. I keep changing the camera, so yeah.
So can you see it better on that camera?
That's fine like that, yeah.
Okay, but I prefer to do it this way. So I prefer to take them out. And I prefer to do it that way. I find it easier once the cake is in the box. I can undo it easier, and it's not. I also know that I'm not going to get any of these jaggy bits here, sort of maybe digging into my cake. So there's no right or wrong way of you doing the cake, okay? So what we're going to do now is, so if you want to go to the overhead, Karen, what we're going to do now is we're going to pop in a cake that's too big for the box. Yeah, so what do? Now, some of us, we just put a lid underneath, so we get the lid, because we're giving the box to the customer and we don't want to waste any lids. So some of you will just put this, and I do this a lot actually in class. So I'll do this a lot in class, and I'll just put the cake inside the lid, the cake box inside the lid. Just to give it some more support. Sorry.
That's right, that's fine. Yeah.
Just to give it more support when it's travelling the box, okay? But to be fair, when you're giving it to your customer, so that's when I'm carrying cakes around and I'm taking them home or taking them to family, friends or whatever, and they're just going in the car and going somewhere. But to be fair, when you're giving them to your customer, okay, you don't want to give them like that, because if it's going to rain, the last thing you want to do is any rain get on the cake. So what we'll do is we'll take it back out the lid, and we'll use some of the extension corners. So you can buy little card corners. Now these are our card. They come in packs of 4. We don't sell them singly, because to be fair, one corner on its own is no good. So they come in packs of 4. I have had customers ask me, why does it not fit 4 cake boxes? Because it's 4, one for each corner, okay? Let me get my stapler. So Karen, how are we doing? Does anybody want to ask any questions or anything? Not that there's anything really to ask about.
No, because my phone's playing up.
Right, so did I get my phone, Karen?
Please, because I've got 184 people watching now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me get my phone. So I love Karen and technology. It's great, isn't it, Karen?
It just doesn't go together. I love baking better. I was made to bake, not to compute.
So just one second. I'll get the live up for us now.
But we're very versatile in here, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. So there you go, Karen. You know how to use an iPhone, don't you?
Thank
Brilliant. So once you've got your cake in your box, personally, I wouldn't put the extension corners in while the cake is in the box, okay? Because if you bang it with your hands, Karen, we're just making sure we've got the cameras going. If you bang your cake while you're trying to staple and everything else, it's, you know, it's a bit of a hard one. So what I would do is I would open your box. Open your box and do your first 2 first, okay? Just so that you get a feel of how it's working. So Karen will have to flip between cameras. So what you do is you get your stapler. Always have the nice side of the stapler on the outside, and you're just going to staple. And no staple came out. I didn't staple it properly. In fact, it would have helped if I put it in the staple bit. So staple. Staple. Get the other one. Because I'm doing this, not looking, I'm actually trying to staple with this end. Can you see?
I was looking, thinking,
I'm putting it in this end. I really should. I don't want to stick my head under the camera.
You're on the forward face.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Right, great. Okay. I'm like thinking I'm gonna have to stick my head around now. Okay. So so you've got 2 of your corners in now. Okay. And then this is when you need to put your cake in, really. So at least then you've got those 2 corners, and anything that's got all the delicate bits, try and get it so that you've got the pattern going in that way, maybe. And when you put your cake in, if you've got anything that's hanging over, I don't know if Karen can see from the over the top there, But if you've got anything that's going over, try and aim it for the corner, because you've got this extra space in the corner than from the sides, okay? So sometimes people say, oh, it's hitting the side of the box. Well, try and get your bits that are hanging over, if that makes sense.
Position like a jigsaw.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're going to put this back in. And then we're going to put a corner in. And now I'm on this side, I can see my stapler, which is great. But I can't see my stapler.
Well, so you have to do it like that because you don't want to be touching the cake, so
No,
you've got to be a contortionist really.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, there's nothing worse. You've just decorated your cake, and then you knock it. Okay, so you've got that then on there, and then all you do is simple as this. Put your lid on. Pop your 4 corners in, and pop your lid on. I personally wouldn't staple the lid to the 4 corners. I have seen people doing it, but I personally wouldn't do it, because then when you give it to the customer, if she can't get in, and she's just going to start hacking and ripping at it, and there's, you know, the cake's wobbling around. So leave it so that when you present it to your customer, you can actually just lift the lid off, show her the cake, how amazing it is. And you know, if she's setting it up, then show her then how to take this a bit to parts. So show her then how to take the staples out, how to take the corners out, everything, because the last thing you want is your customer at her birthday venue or whatever it is, trying to get her hands inside the box there, trying to lift the cake out. So do make sure that you explain everything to your customer. Now, some ladies do this, which is a really nice touch. We don't sell cellophane, you know, like that, the florist cellophane. You can buy it on Amazon or Hobbycraft or any of the good hobby stores, and lots of people will wrap cellophane all the way around it. So a big sheet of cellophane up and round, nice big bow. You can do that if you want to. I personally think it's unnecessary, because at the end of the day, you've still got to get this cake to the customer. You've still got to show her how to get into the cake, and you don't really want to unwrap it, really, do you? Unless it's a customer who knows what they're doing. But the worst thing is she's going to unwrap it, and then she's going to try and wonder how she's going to get the cake out. So keep it nice and simple, yeah? So that's one of the cakes. So let's do a bigger box and a different type of corner. Let's pop that on there for a moment.
So all these cake boxes and extensions can be bought available on our website www.sugarandcrumbs.co.uk.
So, Karen, have you got the music on, love?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's not now.
So we're going to go for a bigger box now, because we do extension corners. Let me just tell you. Just show you. We also do a corrugated extension corner as well. So when you see the extension corners, there's card, and they're really, I actually forgot to bring in the prices, but they're card. But then you can buy these. Now these are corrugated corners, okay? So these are much bigger, and you can do any size box with these, okay? So any size box you want. So I'll put them in a bigger box in a minute so that you can see. And then we also do these types of extensions, which again, people are not always aware of. So like that one, you can see the cake, okay? Well, with these, you can't see the cake. So we'll do these in a minute. And they come in sizes. They come in sizes, let me just see what that one is. It's a 10x16, a 12x16 and a 14x16. Now the 10, the 12 and the 14 means the box size. The 16 is the height. Okay, so that means you've got plenty of cake you can pop in there. And we'll do one of these now. So I need the 12, which is what I've opened. You don't need any staplers for this one either. So let's get our cake in. So we're going to pop our box together, and again, you can put this together how you wish, what suits you. And just another little tip, before we actually put the extension box in, let me just tell you this a moment. So Karen can see there, so you've got the side there, haven't you? Okay. And then you've got the lid. So you've got the nice side of the lid and the indented side of the lid. The indented side would go where you've clipped it all together. Some of you might just pop a lid on, but can you see?
Come that way a little bit. That's it. Yep.
Yep. So which camera are you on?
I'm
this
on this
one?
front facing
Ah,
one there.
you're not doing this one.
That mean that one, yeah.
Right.
Front facing, front facing,
Okay.
yeah.
So if you put it like that, so that when you turn it round, just looks nicer, doesn't it? Yeah. That's all. It's just a little thing. You know what? Your customer probably wouldn't even notice, but it's just a nice little feature, little bit to do.
I've never noticed.
Eh?
I've never noticed.
No, people don't notice. But you know what? There's all those of us who've got OCD. Having said that, I have been married to my John for 16 years now. I've been with him 16 years now, and just tell you, I do have OCD. But if ever you want to get rid of it, marry someone like my John, because after a bit you just give up. I just cannot work and tidy up after him. So when he met me, he used to laugh his head off, and he used to. I have all my clothes colour coordinated, all my towels, everything. Everything has to be in a place, everything has to be sat the right way round, everything. So I'll just turn this round here so you can see what I've done. Everything. And all that's gone out the window. So anyhow, he's cured me of OCD. It's still there. And the girls get it in the office, don't you girls, when I come down?
Yes.
So when I go down to the office or the warehouse and they know I'm coming, there's a mad clear up, and then they love it when I walk in the office and I go, ooh, it looks nice in here. They've just had a mad one. I know exactly what's happened. Sometimes I don't tell them.
We see your car colour and that's it.
Okay, so what we're going to do, so now you've got a big cake like this, so you've got a 2-tier, and then it won't fit in the, you can't cover it. So you can use these extension corners. So you can use those, which is the harder ones. Don't use the flimsy ones for a much bigger cake. You need something a bit more stable, okay? But we'll go to this on a bigger box in a minute, because what will happen is, if we put these in on the 12, I don't know whether you can just see there. You can just see a little space there, can you?
I'm just going to, yeah.
So these are much better for like a 13 or a 14, 11, 12, 13, 14 box. So for a much bigger box, okay? But having said that, I did it on a 10 yesterday to show Maria, and it was closed. So it was like that. And then they end up being closed if you're on an 8. So you don't need to, you just need the smaller ones. So let's pop this in here. So once you've got this cake in, now this is where you have to be careful now with this one. So I showed you this before. So this is a full box. So can you see that, Karen?
Yes.
How it's opened? Hello. Hi, Karen. Hello, everybody. Can you see me? So basically, it comes flat like this, and it comes in size 10, 12 and 14, 16 inches. Okay, so it just comes flat like that. You can fold them in half if you want to store them in your cupboard. But then when you open it so it's a nice square, yeah? So when you've got your cake, you do now have to be careful, because the last thing you want to do now is go and wang half your cake like that. So when you wang it like that, we don't want that, do we? So do make sure that you lift it over your cake, and it's going to go in the box. Like that. It's always good if you've got someone at home who can help you. Okay? It's always nice to have 2 sets of hands. And sometimes, put it on a coffee table. You don't have to do it on a worktop. Do you know what I mean? I'm tall, I'm 5'7". If you're a bit shorter, it'd be fun with Karen round here, wouldn't it?
I would never see it.
Eh? Yeah, I know.
Gone, yeah.
But I don't know whether you can see that you've still got a little bit of space there. So I reckon that we've still got another 2 inches there. So 16 inches is good. And then you just put your lid on. And then what did I do wrong?
You didn't match it up.
There you go. Just checking you were watching, Karen. Now that you know these new things. And there you go. Completely covered and protected and safe. But that one there, if I was going to do that one for you guys, just get yourself a lower table, put it on, and make sure if you can get someone to help you just while you guide it, it'd be great. But these keep them really nice and dry, and there's definitely not going to get wet or damaged or anything in those. Okay. I just wanted to show you as well. 1 second.
Now Pamela leaves the box open, give you a little extra space to put the extender in, then she closes the box over the extender.
She does what?
Leaves one side of the box open.
Just 1 second. I need to understand what you're saying. 1 second.
Carol's just in the cupboard now.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. What was you saying?
So Pamela leaves the box open, giving a little extra space to put the extender in, and then she closes the final flap of the box.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can, but you've still got to get that in, haven't you?
Yes.
It doesn't matter really. When you're using this, you can close the box whenever you want. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing that. So what she's saying is that you can open that up, but you've still got to get it over your cake, haven't you?
Yes.
Because the last thing you want to do is make your box, make your extension, and then having to try and get the cake in there.
No, she puts the cake in first, then the extender.
Yes, I know
then,
that.
Yeah,
I was just saying.
Oh, God, yeah.
I realise that. So to me, it doesn't matter whether the box is closed or not. So, but either way, it's entirely up to you which way you do it. So I just want to make sure that whatever you do is cake is in first. So you can fasten your box from the back, all 4 sides. I always slide the cake in anyhow. So I always close 2 sides, slide the cake in, close the other 2 sides, then put the extension in, then put the lid in. But it's really up to you. But don't, whatever you do, try and put the cake in this way, and don't ever tell your customers to try and get it out. So again, when you deliver this to your customer, you've got to remember your customer has no idea. So if your customer is doing a collection or a pickup, or you're doing a delivery, you need to explain to her that this is loose and she needs to get this out, okay? And you need to tell her how to get it out without knocking everything else. Yeah. Lots of people actually deliver their cakes like this and set them up at the venue, and then once they set them up at the venue, take the box away and reuse it. So if you do that, that's great. So let me just put this on. So I go to a lot of the cake shows, and when I go to the cake shows, obviously, and lots of people do, you've got to get all your cakes and stuff in the car. Believe it or not, we use these Grippos. They're absolutely amazing, and I don't even have one per box. So I think you can see on there. So we'll put them in the car like this. Watch it slide on here now. Right.
They don't in the boot. They don't.
Pardon?
They
No,
don't
they
in
don't
the
in the boot. But we put them on the half and half for each box. Then we put another one on, and then we can stack the lighter cakes on, or lighter things on top. And that's how we get everything to the cake shows. It will slip on plastic, obviously, because it's got nothing to grip onto. But if I put another box on here, if I put another box on there, it won't move. You have to push it to move. So it will sit nice in the car, and they don't slip anywhere. And I've used these everywhere I go. We use them for all our cameras here, to hold all our cameras in place so that they don't slip. Unless, like John last night kept banging our new wobbly table that we bought. So
You
stay away from it.
I'm standing well away from it.
Okay, so that's that one there. So we've got that one out of the way. Let me just shift that out of the way. The cake in. I'll move that out of the way there. In fact, can I put it on there? I think I can just put it on there, can't I? Yeah, okay. So then you've got these boxes then. Let's get you another box. So as I say, these come in 3 sizes. So do make sure you're picking the right size for your right box. So 10, 12s, 14s by 16, they're all 16 deep. Yeah. Then you've got your corrugated corners. You get 4 of these in a box. And I don't think I've got a big enough box. I thought I had a 14-inch box to show you that. Just 1 second. What's happened to my 14-inch box? 14. Is that 14? Is that 12? What's the 12, Karen?
That's well.
Yep, it's a 12. Right, okay then. So then we do transport boxes. I'll come back to this in a minute. I'll show you this one in a minute because I'll take out the insert for that. So we've got transport boxes, and this is what I actually carry all my cakes around in. And any of the tutors that come to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen, or anybody who goes to a show, use these boxes. And we use them because they're amazing. They're sturdy, and I've had these now probably 5 years, and you'll find that tutors come with them. And I mean, look, it's just bashed to bits. You know, but it's great. It holds the cake. Comes with an insert in, which I will have to go and get one. So, but again, these are easy to make. So I'll just dismantle this one. So while I'm on the camera here dismantling this one, I'm just going to send Karen next door to get what the other piece is. So if you just nip next door where John is, you'll see I've got several boxes. There should be some inside. Yeah, you'll have to be quick then. So I'm just going to dismantle this, and then I'll show you, and I'll dismantle this as well. Because when you get the transport boxes, they come with 3 pieces. Yeah, so, and generally, quite a lot of the times, the lid comes already folded, and then the box is actually inside. So if it doesn't come folded, but I know our lids do come folded with the box inside. So all you're going to do is fold it. I'm hoping you can see this because I've got nobody looking after the camera for me. Clip it on, clip it on. Here's Karen, brilliant. Hi Maria.
Hi.
So are you checking why we're not connected to YouTube? Are you checking whether we're connected?
Yes, we are connected, but I don't know why we are not connected to you. So.
Okay, well don't worry.
Hey? The cavalry's arrived.
Yeah, don't worry Maria, we're already halfway through now.
Yes, we are online on YouTube.
Oh, are we? Yep. Right, okay then. Fine, okay.
I wasn't touching no buttons.
We love Karen and technology. So if anybody sees this box, thanks Maria. So if anybody sees this box is a bit grotty, it's because of how old it is. But like I say, you'll pay a little bit more for these boxes, but they are well worth it. So all you're going to do with these is, you're going to fold it up, quite simple. Fold it up. I'm going to have to remind myself how to do it now. Fold these 2 corners in. So you'll see those 2 corners go in there. I think you do have to use your chest a little bit as well. I've got an ample chest, as you all know. So fold it in like that. So you do have to sort of like hold things like this. And then you also get this little insert in as well. So this insert is brilliant for when I'm carrying the dome cakes. So you pop your cake on, lift it up, and do the 2 thin sides for it. Then you pop your cake in. You've already made your lid. And that's how they all go to the show. And we all save them. So when you see Karen Davies or Natalie Porter or Marion all in the kitchen, you want to see it. This kitchen is just full of these boxes, all in different sizes. And you'll see that they'll have names of their cakes on. And when that cake's been dismantled or when they've stopped using it for shows and it's New Year, it's scrubbed out and it's got another one on. And you start off really nice with these boxes. You do a little picture of your cake and stick it on lovely. But by the time you've had it so many years, it's got a cross out and another cake on or a name of that one. And it's so funny watching, helping packing them up and getting them all back in the van and car again. So I think they're quite good, those, the transport boxes, and a lot of you don't actually know about them. So, and to get it out, you get to your venue. And again, you could do with having some help, an assistant to help you. 1 second. I love lives. Can't hide anything on a live, can you? So there you go. And then kick that out the way. There's lots of things you need 2 people for. So it's always good to have somebody around to ask them to help you. And then you've got your cake and you can put it back on display again. Okay, so let's put that back there. I love lives because you can't hide anything. What you see is what you get. So I can't say, ooh, hello, I can't get it out, Karen, or anything like that. I've got to show you as it is. We've got to roll. So, any questions?
I just watch you struggling anyway.
I know. I saw that there was no help, Karen, at all. Okay. Right. So,
Carol thinks that's a brilliant transport box. Carol Butler, she loves that transport box.
yeah. I mean, the reason I'm telling you about the boxes, I know it sounds really daft, but I was having a conversation with Maria this week and she really just didn't know what extension corners were or the extension stands, and she put stuff on the website for us, and you know, it's like, to me, I just thought, oh, why did you not know? And then I thought, you know what, there's so many new people coming into baking, you don't know, do you? We also sell cupcake boxes as well. These are transport cupcake boxes. Now these come in packs of 5. Are you ready to ask me a question?
Yeah, it's just John was asking what are they called? They're called heavy duty transport boxes, and they're under cake boxes on the website, Joanne.
Yeah, but if you put in heavy duty, just the words heavy duty, they'll come up. So we do the big, again, this is well used, okay? Well and truly used. And these are great for any of you who want to give them away. You want to give a lot of cupcakes away. Let's just open it up. Okay, you can see mine, it's dirty, it's well used. I reuse them time and time again. And when I say it's dirty, it's just bits of cake and glitter and stuff like that. So use them time and time again. Sometimes they do come with different inserts. Sometimes you get round ones like this. I'll show you the ones that we've got in currently at the moment. I mean, these are a few years old, these boxes, but these are generally when, you know, if I'm taking cupcakes to a venue. I love the, I saw on the group the other day, a lot of you talking about the plastic carrier hampers. Now, they're great, okay, but I will tell you about the bad side of them. And I'm not knocking sales about them at all, but I will tell you about the bad sides. They've got layer on layer on layer. And what happens is you put your cakes in, because I've got 4 of them in the office in there. And then you put your layer of cakes on, and then you put another layer on, and they actually then sit on top of your other cakes. So it's great if you're doing flat cakes, but if you're doing cakes with flowers and stuff on, ooh, you really need to make sure they haven't come up too high, because they will squash them. So you've got 3 layers in there. Also, once you put those carries in the car, that's it. You can't put anything else in the car because of the shape of them. And I'm just going to send Karen in there again. Oh, do you want me to go and get it?
No, it's alright, I'll go and get it.
Right.
Is it on the top?
Yeah, you'll see
Yeah.
it. Now, John is on the, on the conference.
They're finished.
Have they?
That's
right.
why Maria came in.
Great, great. So I just want to show you them, just not to knock them, because they're actually great for carrying around, but they're not great if you're taking a lot of cakes around. So whereas these, once you put these together, okay, you can just sit cakes and cakes on top of each other. Because this is a strong box, I don't know which camera Karen's left me on, but because this is a strong box, you can just stack them on top of each other. And especially if you just put a piece of gripper between each one, they don't slide anywhere. So make sure you put one on the base in the car, and then a piece of gripper, then another box and another box and another box. So I'm just going to show you how they come. We don't sell them single, we sell them in packs of 5. So they do come this big, okay? So you can see that the cutouts here, brilliant Karen.
You send the shortest person.
so you can just, yeah, brilliant. So you can see that the cutouts here, did you leave me on this camera?
Yes.
I wasn't sure which one we were on.
Yeah.
So you'll see the cutouts are slightly different from the ones that I've got, because mine are years old. And they come in packs of 5. We can't sell them singly, we can't break them up. But it's what I'm going to say to you is, and they hold 24 cupcakes each, okay? So it's great then, so you can just, like I say, stack them on top of each other, and you can build them up in the car and still have plenty of room. Now I did see on the group you talking about these. Now in fairness, I don't sell these. I was going to sell them. I do love them. Okay, I do love them. I'm not knocking the company that sells them. I do love them. They are great, okay? But just let me explain to you.
I'm going from the overhead camera now.
Yeah, so you'll see then they've got different trays that go in. These need a wipe out. When I did the cupcakes 2 weeks ago, I actually took all the cupcakes to the hairdressers and these, but they were all flat top, so it wasn't too bad. So the only ones you can keep your high ones on is this top tray. Yeah, so they go on there. You can put a cake in here as well. Cut a piece of gripper to sit a cake on there. But basically, just watch it, because I don't know whether you can see. Can you see the height?
Oh, hang on, let's just go sideways. Yes.
Yeah. So again, what I'm going to say is this is a great tool. I'm not knocking it. I've got 4 myself. You can buy them off Amazon, okay? But when you come to stack them in the car, for those of you who are short of space and you're taking your cakes and maybe you're going somewhere and you've got to take luggage, you've got to take other things with you as well, then by the time you put 3 or 4 of these in the car, you've actually got no room for anything else because there's nothing that you can balance on top of here. Nothing at all. That's it. That space is gone. So that's just a warning about those really, but otherwise they're great. Okay. So I think, did I show you how to put this together? Can't remember whether I did or not. Well, again, it's dead easy anyhow. So let's just take it out. In fact, now I recognise that we didn't put them together. So again, your box comes. You see all the glitter in there, and all you're going to do is bring in your insides. Bring in your insides. Fold over. Okay. It's always good to sort of do a few little pre-folds as well. Yeah. You're going to fold your insert. Your insert will come flat. Just fold it down. So fold your insert. There we go. And then you can pop it. I'll just turn it round. You can pop it so it goes inside. Okay, the whole lot goes inside. Pull that little flap back. And that goes in there. Now, again, when you're using the Russian piping tips, nifty nozzles, and you're putting big flowers on, they will sit in this cake. If you go a lot over the top, and I do teach my students when they're in class not to go over the sides of the cake, because if you take the flowers so that they're right over the cake, when you popping them in, they might touch each other, so you have to sort of juggle them around a little bit in the box. But the way that I show people to decorate, you should be able to get them all in one box. And there you go. So that's that one there. Any questions, Karen?
No, they're just loving it. They love all the hints and tips. How deep are the standard 8-inch boxes?
That's a very good question. I think they're 6 inches, aren't they? I'm sure they're 6 inches. I'm sure the measurements are on the website actually. I think the 6-inch box is 5-inch deep. I think all the others are 6-inch deep. I'm sure they are. Yeah. But the measurements should be on the website. If they're not, let me know. So now it's time for a bit of origami.
This is a Chinese puzzle.
Yeah. So this one, I will tell you, and this box cake, I can't even fold it back up again, but it comes in a box like this. So it comes in a box like this. Yeah. So sometimes if you're ordering a parcel from us, you might get one part of the parcel. So you might get this first and your other parcel later. It's because we can't strap these to the boxes. So we have to send them as 2 consignments. So what we do is, so when you open this, just make sure that you don't rip it apart. Just slit a little knife in across the top to open it, okay? And then what we'll do with this is, the box comes, if I remember right, let's see how it comes when it's folded up. I think it sort of comes like that when it's folded in the box. Something like that, anyhow. But you get it out and you think, how the hell am I going to put this together? So I'm not sure what Karen can see on the camera.
A lot of cardboard.
Yeah, but Karen and I we were like, what were we doing, Karen? We were doing this, weren't we?
Yes.
And then we couldn't get it together. We were like, what?
Yeah.
And then we were like, I don't know what else we did.
We bent every
I think we've gone this way. We've done everything. And now I can't remember what I have to do now. I'm going to confuse myself.
You've got to fold
Ah,
it in.
that's it.
Yeah.
So that's right. So it took us a little while because when I do these regular, okay, have we just dropped the microphone?
You did. You put it on the floor.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So when I do these regular, it's easy to remember. But when you haven't done one for a while, and I haven't done one for ages, it's like, ooh, right, okay then, can't remember. So basically, can you see this here? So what you're going to do is you're going to lift it up. No, Karen, you're going to have to remind me, I forgot. I forgot already. Karen,
no.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
No. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. I'm like, what are we going to do? Yes, you've got to lie it down.
Yes.
Right, so can you see this? Right, you're going to have fun with this in the kitchen, believe me. Your husband's going to go mental, he's going to go pub. So you're going to lift it up, okay? And then you're going to come in. This is where me and Karen have been stuck before, and when I've been stuck thinking, well, how am I going to put the box together now? But you then need to lie it down. Do you see that?
Yes.
So you've got this springy bit here now, okay? Crikey. Then you've got to bring up these two bits, so do remember to sort of fold in your creases. So you've got to bring those in together. So you can see what we've got here. Can we see that, Karen?
Yeah, you can just bring it a little bit more to the centre, the other way. That's fine.
Yeah, so can you see that, guys? And then what you're going to do now is you're going to bring up one end, and you'll see, you've got to hold the handles, and then you've got to push it through. So can you see now how it's clipped? Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Okay, great. So it's open this end, okay, and this is when you're going to put your cake in. Now it doesn't look stable, but I said to Karen before, so I wonder how people carry on with their big giant cupcake boxes. This is me having a dozy moment. I was like, it's just be rolling around. She goes, it's on a cake drum, Carol. Right, okay. It's really not frightening sometimes. So let's get, so we haven't got a cupcake, so let's see if this will fit in. In fact, it's a 10-inch, isn't it?
Yeah.
I haven't got it. Right, I'm just going to have to put this in. So this one's a 10-inch. So basically, you're going to slide your cake in. Can you see it?
Yes.
So you can slide the cake in, but this is the size for a giant cupcake, really. And then you're going to push the handles through.
Push it. That's right.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you hold it. And there's your handbag box. Fun that, isn't it? And it isn't going anywhere, to believe it or not.
It's sturdy, isn't it?
It is quite sturdy, yeah. But you'll have fun making this one. So you might have to save this line. You get a right sweat on everything. So let's put that there a minute. So I'll be covered in boxes in a minute. Oh, let's not have to do that one again, Karen. So what else have we got here to tell them? I think that's it done, isn't
So we
it?
have a bigger version of that one as well.
Yes, there is.
Are you doing the cupcake 6 box?
Yes, we'll do that one, and we'll do these corrugated
Yeah.
as well. Okay, yeah. So, you know, cupcake 6 box, dead easy. 12s, 4s, 2s, 1s, they all work exactly the same. So some of you do, the reason I'm telling you this is some of you go, well, my cake won't fit in there. Okay, well, what you do is you push these little things down. So you just push them down, and you push them down to the size of your cake, really. So you just push those down. And believe it or not, there's a matte silky side and a dull side. So you want to push them down so that the silk side is up. So push those down. Now you can push them down now before you put this in the box, which is what I do. I just prefer to get them all done now, because if I push them down now, I then know that when I'm trying to get my cupcake in the box, I'm not messing around with it and maybe damaging my cake. And then you need to fold your sides.
That's a good idea, Jane. Jane lines the bottom of a 24 cupcake box with greaseproof paper so she can keep reusing them.
Ah, well, I keep reusing mine. I don't line mine, but well done. What I do is I keep using mine, but to be fair, all mine are show cakes when we're going to the show. So when we go to the show, we do that big display cabinet, and then I take dummy cake, like that's a dummy cake that's in there, and all the cakes that I do take to the show are real. But they could be 1 or 2 years old, depending on how the show is, because I generally make them about every 18 months. So they get carried to all the shows in those boxes. So I'm never really bothered about the crumbs, because it really is just all my show cakes that are going. But I've got to make all new fresh ones this year, so I might even treat them to new boxes. So aren't they lucky with new cupcakes? It's really funny though, because people come to the show and they go, can I buy one of them? I go, I want one of them. They're very hard. And at the show I always do fresh cakes, so I always decorate fresh cakes at the show. Was I on the wrong camera then, Karen?
Yeah, I was watching your Nans.
Ah, right, okay. This is what I love about technology. So I'm back here. Yeah, so at the show we take all the real cakes decorated, but you know they've gone really hard because over the months they've gone rock hard, and people will ask for them at the show, and I say no. But when I am at the show, I do decorate fresh cakes Well, the first year that I did this, it was so funny. I've got my big display cabinet, and lots of you may have seen my big display cabinet. I've got my big display cabinet, all cakes on the inside, and then on the outside I did all cake stands with all the cupcakes on as well on top, so people could see them, and that's the ones that people could touch. Never thought anything about it, and on the end of the show on the first day I come back and thought, where's all my cupcakes? People had gone off and taken them. So now taking them, God knows what they must have thought when they had a chomp of one of them. But we were all laughing on the stand thinking, because nobody had asked us, because if they'd asked me, I would have said, no, you can't have them. Here's a fresh one. But that's what happens when they just nick one. And you'd be amazed how many people will just come up and help themselves. Didn't ask, so there you go. But so now I don't put them on the top now. I don't put any cakes on the top. All I do now is I put the big dummy cakes on. I generally have 3 or 4 of them and I can keep my eye on them. And then if people come and ask me, I always just say, keep to my fresh ones. So you've got your white cupcake box. They come in singles, 2s, 4s, 6s, 8s and 12s, don't
Not
they?
8s.
Pardon?
Not
8, sorry, 12s, yeah. 6s and 12s. So what I would do is fold it down that way first. It's always good when you're doing your boxes, just get your little creases sorted out first. Nothing worse than once your cake is in there. Open it up. There you go, stretch it out. Open the window up, stretch that out. You've done this, pop it inside. There you go. And there you go. And it's always nice to present cakes in boxes. And there you go. Okay, and presenting cakes in boxes does give it a finishing touch as well. We do some lovely labels on the Sugar and Crumbs website where it says baked with love. I'm going to have some new ones designed this year as well. So, because the ones that I have in at the moment, I buy in from a company, but I'm actually going to get our own made for us so that you can buy those, and we'll do them in we'll do them in sheets, and we'll do them in sheets of 100, but you'll have to wait a few weeks for those because I'm just working on some designs for them. But it is really nice, you know, to just put handmade with, baked with love or whatever, and homemade baking, stuff like that. Nice little label on, and we also sell allergen labels. I didn't think to ask Karen to bring them, but I'm not sure whether you're aware, but we sell allergen labels as well, so you can put a little allergen label on there and you can tick on, you know, what it's got in it and what it hasn't got in it. So again, you know, if you've got those people, if you're doing gluten-free cakes, you can tick that it's a gluten-free cake, or you can put your allergens in bold what it has got in it. So there we go, that's that. I'm going to bring this box because we haven't got a 14. I could have swore that I got a 14 out, Karen. These are good for the transport boxes as well. So I'll tell you what, we'll do this on the transport box. So if you need to make your transport boxes bigger, you can do this on here. But it works on just your normal ones as well. Now obviously, if you're going to do this on your transport box, I probably wouldn't use this little bit. So I would probably, well, actually that'd be fun, wouldn't it? So yeah, you would have to break down your corners first. Whenever you're putting your corners in, make sure you take them off first before you take the cake out. Yeah, so you could leave that in actually, thinking about it. And then I could have done with a bigger box, just to show them. Karen, have we got a big box next door? Sorry. What size box is that one there? That one.
That's a big one.
But I haven't got a lid for it. Unless it's next door. I think it's actually next door on the top. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see that's much bigger there. Okay. So I'll just wait.
How much do you want? Do you want this?
I'll just wait for you to go
Oh,
and get a
that's
lid.
fine, that's fine.
So I think, Karen, if you just go in where all the boxes are, it's actually on the top. So you can see they're all well used, look. You can keep them for ages, they're great for transporting, and this is just basically what we transport everything to the shows for. So, and you can flat pack them as well, so if you're short on space. But I store them next door in the office, and I just leave them all fully stacked all on top of each other in the corner there, and that's what Karen's going to have a route around for. So this corrugated one is a much firmer one, okay? So I would probably put it behind there. Yeah, well, that's a big one. So it's not that big, it's too big, yeah. So, no, it's okay, don't worry about it, it's okay. So I haven't got the other lid for the other one. So this one here, now, if you're going to use it on the transport box, you don't need to staple it. because you've got the insides there supporting it, you actually don't need to staple. Now I haven't got the lid to show you how it goes on. It's a small wrong lid, this one, but there you go. That's, look, quite stable, so you don't need that. That's one of those. If you're going to put it in one of these boxes, you will need to staple it. Okay, so these are great then. So you get to your venue, you've got your cake lid on, take it out, take it out. Take it out, and then have fun lifting your cake out. Yeah, so I know it wobbles like that, but to be fair, I take all my cakes out by myself. I never have anybody help me. It is something you do get used to, but I am live. I am live. But I think maybe the first time you do it, have somebody help you. So I think that's all I really need to show you, actually. I don't think I need to show you anything else, is there? Hope you understand cake boxes in extensions. I hope you've enjoyed this morning. Is there anything on there on comments, Karen?
No, everyone loves the ideas. We don't have any big cake boxes for 24 by 14.
We don't. No, we don't. We don't actually do anything that are bigger than a 14, and I will tell you why. We haven't got the packaging for it, if I'm really honest. Our boxes that we send stuff out, I used to send out cake drums 15, 16, 17, and then if somebody only orders that one cake drum, the problem is I actually haven't got nothing to wrap it in. So by the time I'm not a big enough company, so if I send it in something like this, a cake drum, by the time it's got to you, it's broken in half. And then if I put it in a big box, I have to put it in on an angle. It's generally and I have to put that much packaging in to protect it. It's broken again. So I've just stopped doing it. I only go up to a size 14, as much as I would love to. Having said that, I have got loads of boxes on the roof of my warehouse above our office that I'm actually going to do a live on. I'm not sure when, but I'm going to sell them in bulk. But basically I bought a whole load of boxes in with lids, with inserts, and I don't want to sell them on the website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a live from the warehouse, which will be fun.
Just let me know, I'll book my holidays.
Book your holidays. So just because I'm not bringing them home, so I'm just going to do a live from the warehouse. I'm just going to get them all out on all the tables, and what we'll do is I'll have a look at them and I'll tell you how many is in them, how much I want for them, and you just buy the bases, the lids. But I think it goes up to a 16, I'm sure it does. Yes. And I just want to clear the warehouse out of them, so I'll get that done sometime this month. Not sure when.
This month, I think March.
Sometime. Okay. The other thing is when you're storing as well, you can store these inside each other if you've got different sizes, and you know, just pop the lids in.
It takes up less room in your kitchen.
Yeah,
then.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're great. Very, very good. Right, I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you apart from I am dying. My face, I don't know if anyone can see, I'm really, really very hot. We'll be back on Monday. We're doing a Facebook Live on Monday. It is me in the kitchen and I am making a delicious chocolate cake apparently. So I'm going to use our flavoured cocoa powders. I'm actually going to show you two versions. So I'm going to show you our Black Forest chocolate cherry icing sugar, and I'm going to use our chocolate cherry cocoa powder, and I'm going to show you how to make a cake with the cocoa powder, how to make a buttercream with the cocoa powder. Okay, we're going to put loads of chocolate in, we're going to make it lovely and moist, and then I'm going to just going to show you how to make Black Forest icing sugar.
You're going to send it to the warehouse then?
Then
send it to the warehouse.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to do that. I wish there was cherries in season because it would be lovely to do some fresh cream on the top or put some fresh cherries on the top. I don't like those glacé cherries, but we're going to make that because apparently it's chocolate day and Maria wants me to make that. On Thursday we're going to make red velvet cakes, and we're going to use the new Sugar and Crumbs cream cheese natural flavoured icing sugar. Now do remember with the cream cheese frosting, okay, it is icing sugar, it's not cream cheese, it's a take on the flavour. So, you know, some people have messaged me and said, is it cream cheese powdered? No, it's not. It's flavoured icing sugar with a flavouring of cream cheese. It took us a long, long time to develop it, and it was because of the smell, because everywhere we got the flavouring from, the smell was horrendous. But I will tell you, I don't think I've had any bad or negative reviews back. Everybody has loved it so far. So I'm going to use that on red velvet cake, and it's perfect for a carrot cake as well. What were you about to say, Karen?
Right, so it's all right, and I was already going to tell her that there is cherries in Tesco and Morrison's, so she can buy herself some
is cherries
fresh cherries.
available now?
Yes, she can get cherries.
Right, well, we'll get cherries. I go past Morrison's on the way home, so I'll get John to pick some up for me. So we'll make that on Monday. I just want to quickly go over classes. Okay, we've got a lot of classes on the Sugar and Crumbs site. Now, I know I'm pushing them. I do Facebook Lives. I'm in my 3rd year of doing Facebook Lives, okay? And I do these tutorials free every Monday, every Tuesday. I give up my night time for them, so does John. The staff do get paid, because we don't force our staff to work for nothing. You like being paid, don't you, Karen?
Absolutely.
But you do tell me when you want to be not paid, and I'll be more than happy to take you on the payroll. So our staff do get paid, but what is very good is that our staff give up their night time to come over and do a nighttime shift to help me do these Facebook Lives to show you. The things that we're showing you is because we want to show people not the professional side, because I don't ever aim to be a professional baker, but just more like, you know, I'm at home just like you guys. I've had to work it out just like you guys. Sometimes I look at things and think, oh Lord, how does that work? You know, and sometimes I've had stuff sat in the cupboard and no idea how it works, and I know you lot have the same. So we're doing this back to basics on a Thursday, and if I haven't got a guest in, I'll always do a Monday. We are fully booked for Monday guests, which is brilliant. We've also got, I've started to tell you about classes. So we do classes for all the professional bit, for those who just want to up their game, know a little bit more. But I also realise that by the time you've booked a hotel, travelled up, it can be expensive. So this year, John and I have decided, and we've only decided last week if I'm really honest, because I've always been happy to take payments like a deposit and pay the rest of the class before you come on class. This time, I'm actually going to do it a different way. I'm actually happy for you to break your class down and pay over 4 months. The only thing I ask you to do is you pay me, okay? That's all I ask. I'm prepared to give you the instalments. You just make sure you pay the instalments. The last thing I want is somebody to pay a payment, come on class, owe me 3 payments and don't pay, because I have to still pay that tutor. I still have to pay the person who's cleaning the classroom. I still have to pay for all the lunches, everything else that's involved to have that class. So just make sure you pay the payments. That's all I ask you. I'm not going to get you to sign your life away. It's about a golden handshake there, honesty. Just make sure you pay the class.
And they're well worth attending.
Yeah, they are well worth attending. Every class that we do here in Sugar and Crumbs is fun. It's lively, it's bright, everybody enjoys being in here. We always have really good banter. The tutors are excellent. And if you want to come on any classes, just go and have a look at our classes page, then give the office a ring, speak to Laura, book on your classes, pay your deposit, tell her how you want to pay it, okay, and we'll work it out like that and we'll sort it out. You'll then get in a confirmation email, and then you'll get an email to confirm your deposit has been paid and how many payments you've got left to pay. And I can't be any fairer than that on trying to get you guys in class to try up your game. And everybody who goes away from a class is always really, really very pleased. I met Karen many years ago at a cake show. Now, I didn't know I'd met her. She met me, rather. And then I went to her class, and the tutor rang me and she said, I've got a little surprise for you. I've got 2 ladies who already know you. And then when I walked in, it was Karen and her mum, Iris. So it was lovely, you know, to meet up with people. And then here in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen, we get so many people coming back, you know, and it's nice when you come in and you know everybody, you know, and you get to know everybody. And if it's your first time, you'll always be welcome here with a very big, warm welcome. So are we happy with that?
Yeah, and you do a lovely lunch. It's always a nice lunch.
Yes.
So,
we do a nice Marks and Spencer's lunch.
It's nice. It's real good banter, and I've met some really good people. Wendy Campion, and I've met loads of people.
There's lots, haven't there? There's loads of them that have all been again, and we do private parking here as well. In accommodation nearby, there's actually 2 Premier Inns local to us. One is the Premier Inn Stockport South, and there's the Premier Inn Stockport Central. They're both really very, very reasonable. And you know what, room share as well. You know, if you want, ask if anybody else is staying, and if they want to room share and split the price that way. We're always happy to, you know, maybe wazz around a little email to everybody and say, look, if you want to room share, and you can split the fees. We've got Michael Anderson in. Now, I didn't know that Michael Anderson was going to be in with me for 6 days. When he told me he was coming on the Thursday, I thought he was coming on the Thursday night. So he is coming on Thursday the 20th of February. So I think he arrives about 7:30 in the morning. I don't know, some crazy time that I need to be at the airport to get him. So I'm going to take him for lunch. We're going to come back here, and he is a professional chocolatier as well as a professional royal icing. What's the word?
Cake King.
Yeah, he's called the Cake King. Yeah, but he is amazing at what he does. So I'm going to get him on a live on Thursday the 20th, so he can be preparing the kitchen. So I'll fill him up with his breakfast. He'll get a sandwich for lunch, and there you go. Get ready for your Facebook Live. He's going to show you everything about chocolate. So we're going to take on quite a bit of the range of the calibre of chocolate. So I'll have all that in stock ready for you then. And I'm hoping we can make one of those nice swan cakes for you. I'm sure that we can. So I'm hoping I can have the cake, we can carve it. I'm not going to show you how to make the cake, but we'll carve it, we'll put it together, and Michael can put all the swan feathers on after he shows you a few other bits. So we'll do that, and then he's got a class on the Friday. I think that's half full, that class at the moment. Lots of people booked on. The Saturday class is fully booked because he was only doing the one class, but seeing as he's sitting here for 6 days, we're going to keep him really busy. And we've got the Sunday class, which is doing very well. It's not quite half full, but it's nearly there. So we've got the Sunday class. So if you want to get on the Friday and Saturday class, Friday and Sunday class, get on that. And it's the first opportunity you'll get to learn everything about royal icing. And he also wants you to make your own monogram as well. And if you're wanting to know what's going to happen is you're going to cover a cake dummy in a blue, and it can be a dark royal blue, which is Michael's favourite, or you can go as light as a Wedgwood blue, and then or a cornflower blue, and then he's going to show you string work, he's going to show you how to do swirls and everything else, and then I think you're going to top it off with a monogram. So it will be a great day. You'll learn lots of things, and then I'm also going to bake some cookies so that if we've got time we'll be able to decorate and flood some cookies as well, so that you know how that works. Yeah, so I'm hoping to see you on those classes. They're filling up nicely, and I think the amount of people that we've got coming on them and everybody I've seen is going to be a great 3 days, isn't it? So then we want Michael completely exhausted on Monday, so I can have some peace and quiet and carry on with what I'm doing. And then he's going to do a Facebook Live on the Monday night. I've just realised what I'm doing on the Monday. He's going to do a Facebook Live on the Monday night because I'm not here. I'm actually having 5 days off. So my children have booked me 5 days at Centre Parks for my birthday, and I'm going with all the grandkiddies. I'm actually turning my phone off, not taking any computers. Laura's going to be hosting the Facebook Live. Maria will be filming. Karen's going to be here for the banter. And I'm sure you're going to have a riot without me, but I won't be watching. I'm not going to watch. I promised my children I will take some time off, so it'd be good to see you. And then on the Thursday we've got Maria in while I'm off that week. She's going to show you how to make her macarons, which I will say she makes on a regular basis for the office, and they are delicious. They are delicious. So she's going to show you how to make those as well. So I think that's enough of me rabbiting on there, have we?
Everyone's enjoyed it. They said they've really enjoyed all the demonstrations and loved all the hints and tips. Thank you.
Super. Super. So I'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.